Georgia is one of several states that have passed new anti-abortion laws. Governor Brian Kemp fulfilled a campaign promise last month when he signed the so-called heartbeat bill. It bans abortion once a heartbeat is detected. Supporters and critics have been outspoken about the measure even before Governor Brian Kemp signed it. Well, that law takes effect January 1st. Here to talk about the potential economic impact, Virginia Galloway from the Faith and Freedom Coalition and J. Mac Holladay from Market Street Services. Thank you both for being here. Virginia, I'll start with you.
Okay.
What do you say to those who have said that signing this law could cost Georgia business?
Well, Georgia is a great place to do business. I mean, we've got a low tax rate, we've got a great environment for that, and so, business people think a lot of different things about policy, and their employees think a lot of different things. I have mostly heard excitement about this policy. I have had people from all over the United States congratulating us for what we've done here in Georgia. So I am not so concerned. I mean, some businesses may decide to leave. Other businesses may decide to come here because we value life in our state.
Now, Mac, you may have been hearing some different things. What are you hearing? And I also want to throw in there, could Georgia have to come up maybe with some other policies or perks to attract business?
Well, I think that, in the context of understanding the film industry and its importance to Georgia, this past year it had 92,000 employees. It had a direct economic impact of $2.7 billion in expenditures and an economic impact of nearly $10 billion. You're not talking about a small entity here. Delta, as an example, has 33,000 employees. Just over a third of what the film industry has. The other thing you've got to understand is that when you have CEOs from Netflix, Warner, AMC, CBS, Sony, Viacom, and Disney say, if this isn't changed, we're leaving, then you need to take it seriously. There's so many other folks in line, and we know a great deal about what's coming. All of these new laws have each one been struck down.
As Max said, what's next?
Well, next, I suppose we have heard that there will be lawsuits, filed. And so, there's really not a final answer on this, even for the business community, even if this is their one determining factor as to where they are going to do business. I don't take lightly threats to leave in a sense, but in another sense, I'm kind of like, we're giving you these fabulous, let's talk about the movie industry. We're giving you these fabulous tax credits, 30% tax credits.
It's drawn a lot of business.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay. And then you're gonna come tell us how we're supposed to live and how we're supposed to value life in our state? I don't think that's okay. I mean, we have a republic for a reason. Otherwise, we just call the Chamber of Commerce and ask them who the governor should be.
What I would tell you is it is that understanding of the reality that we have a federal law and we are totally and absolutely violating that law with this bill. And the fact is that all the legal challenges, and there will be, as
Sure.
you mentioned, they'll be coming along. They won't be dealt with at all anytime soon. What we see, one of the hopes is that, of course, this bill doesn't take effect until January.
Right, so we've got
the probability is that it will be struck down before that.
Thoughts on where this will lead in a few seconds?
Well, I think it's going to be very interesting to watch. Obviously, it's a fascinating and interesting topic. I am concerned, as Mr. Ressler is, about what else do we say about these kinds of things as we go forward. We were very strong, and frankly, thankfully, that we did not want to follow North Carolina and Indiana with HB2, which would have been devastating across the board. I think this is a seepage.
So-called bathroom bill.
Yeah, the bathroom bill. And I think this is a little bit different because she's right. People have different opinions, but we're talking about 95,000 jobs here all over Georgia.
Right. And Virginia, last word?
We're talking about life. That's what we're talking about. And we're talking about the ability of Georgia's people to determine Georgia's course, not a business community. We love our business community. Many of us work in the business community and we appreciate the jobs, but that doesn't mean that they can come in and say, this is what you're going to do. We're going to set your moral tone for your state.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you both for being here.
Our pleasure.
Coming up, empowerment through education. We'll show you how one organization is preparing parents for success at work and at home.